Hi, Alicia. How are you doing?
I'm good. How you doing, David?
I'm doing well. I'm wanting to talk to you about how you changed our course. We originally had a very much simpler audience for us, where we were confident we knew what we were saying, and you've pushed us to be braver and actually take on the where the biggest need is. We feel
Mm.
actually helping data scientists to be responsible in what they're doing.
Yeah, it's funny because responsibility doesn't mean that I've checked a bunch of things off or that I, have done my due diligence to apply all of these particular codes to whatever I'm working on. Actually, being responsible is being aware of what might I do, how might I respond, how might I plan in this particular situation, because ethics is not comprehensive.
Well, and this is exactly where the resonance with what we believe as, sort of Peter, Roger, myself, we all talk about context. Context
Mhm.
matters. You can't just analyze your data out of context. You've got to
Well, that's
analyze
it.
context.
There is no data outside of context. There is no interaction outside of context. One of the things that Aristotle actually really emphasizes is that it takes humans to train and raise and produce other humans. In other words, we need each other to be who and what we are. And he says that, in every circumstance, in every situation, you have to evaluate what for that situation is the best thing I can do. And the only way to do that is to practice. And by practicing, we fail and then we adjust.
Yeah, it's a continuous learning process. And so,
That's it.
so broadly, you've helped us to be braver, to take on an audience where we don't feel we have all the answers, but maybe what we have is of use and is empowering to the audience that we're intending to now reach.
Well, it's absolutely of use because we can't give anyone in any circumstance, in any business, in any project or team, the here's what you do. But what we can do is say, in the circumstance, here's what you might be aware of and how you might consider what you might do next.
Absolutely. And, broadly from a sort of data scientist perspective, one of the things you've helped us to realize is that we've got to engage in the debate much more. There's legislation which is sort of coming out. It's getting there. We need to not just in the sort of high level discussions get ourselves involved in those discussions, but also in our daily work. We need to be engaged in the process of thinking.
Well, that is what ethics is. It's the process of thinking. It is the debate. It is the sort of, well, if we did this, what about that? It is this challenge and this back and forth. And one of the things I was telling Lily that I really like about, our really intense back and forths is that by the time we get to how might we help our audience to really benefit from what we're offering, we have really looked at that particular item from multitudes of perspectives, and even then we haven't exhausted it. And
Absolutely.
that's the point.
Absolutely. And we couldn't exhaust it in preparing this, and certainly we're not exhausting it in what we're presenting to others. But where I do believe now that this course should be of value and of great use to our intended audience, as in data scientists, the people who manage them, and the people they collaborate with, is it should really get this idea that it's a shared responsibility. You talk about community in this. Ethics is not about the individual, it's about the community in that.
That's it. And it can be burdensome to like say, I'm already trying to meet this deadline. I'm already trying to get this done. God, this is just another layer. But you know what? Eventually, after practice, this becomes just another way that you interact with your job, and it connects you more to your end user, to the other people in the project, to all the stakeholders. Because you hit it right on the nose, which is ethics is not an individual activity. It is a shared group activity, even if you don't directly see the people with whom you are interacting.
Absolutely. And I think the thing to finish on here is really this idea that one of the things I've taken out as a data scientist is that I need to be more active in the ethics debate. I need to understand it better. I need to learn more about this. And this is what we're hoping the people going through the course will come out
Absolutely.
with, that they're ready to, they feel enabled, empowered to be part of that debate, thinking about what they're doing and the ethical implications and how they can be responsible in what they do.
That's our goal.
That's the goal. If we can give that to the people going through the course, I'd be a happy man.
Me too. I'll be a happy woman.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, I'll see you later.